everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. So this is going to be an extra special vlog because next Wednesday, November 11th, is one of my dear friend Bree, her birthday. So if you don't know Bree, she is Falling for Romance on Instagram. She used to have a channel here, but she no longer does. And she is just the sweetest, kindest, best individual that I know. She is one of those women who truly does empower other women. She is constantly trying to build people up, and she's just a wonderful friend. She is there for you at any time of the day. She is just wonderful, 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 wonderful. The other thing you need to know about Bree is she loves Jill Shalvis. So when I think of Bree, I think of Jill Shalvis. And as of today, I have never read a Jill Shalvis book. So I thought, what better thing to do in honor of Bree than to pick up a Jill Shalvis book. So I'm going to be reading the Wildstone series in this vlog. So I don't know if Bree has read this one specifically, but this is, I think, an 8-book series, but the last 2 are not out or are really close to being out. I'm not sure. But I do have the first 6 on my shelves. So join me in reading Jill Shalvis for the first time. I'm a little nervous because I think they are a little steamy, but that's okay. And also these romance series have been so hit and miss for me lately, but I want to know what all the hype is about. Bree is not the only one that talks about Jill Shalvis a lot, but like when I think Jill Shalvis, I think Bree and vice versa. So here we go. I forgot to say, I will be starting with Lost and Found Sisters, which is the first one. I don't know anything about it. I'm going into the series completely blind, and I can't wait. Hey everyone, it is Thursday and we are just about to head to the park, and I just thought I'd get on and say hello, good morning. And this morning, does that ever happen to you guys? I saw like the microwave had a like cook end or whatever, so I was like, huh, that's interesting. And I had left food in there from last night. Thankfully it was just zucchini, like I had steamed zucchini, so no big deal. But like, gosh darn it, I do that all the time. Last night I made broccoli and zucchini, and so I served the broccoli and forgot all about the zucchini. So that was in there. And then, so yeah, today is an extra coffee kind of day because goodness me. So I started Lost and Found Sisters last night, and I didn't get very far into it because I was finishing Sacred Marriage by Gary Chapman, and that's not what this vlog is about, but I'll just say I gave it 4 stars. I feel like there were some really good tidbits, but it also kind of missed the mark in some ways. So 4 stars, enjoyed that a lot, and I think it could be applied to multiple relationships. But anyway, Lost and Found Sisters, so good so far. So it's about this girl who has lost her sister. Her sister died in a car crash, and then she finds out all of a sudden that she is adopted, and she's like 29 years old, never knew. And so she gets this surprise, she's adopted, and she has a 15-year-old, I think, sister, and their mother has died. And so it is just so good so far. I have laughed, I felt like emotional, and I'm like not very far in at all. So if you can hear some squealing in the back, we're gonna get going to the park and I will update later. It is like 5 o'clock on Friday, and I just thought I'd get on and let you know I finished Lost and Found Sisters by Jill Shalvis, obviously, and I really liked it. I'm giving it a strong 4 stars. So I kind of told you guys what it was about. It's about this girl named Quinn. She's just kind of like lost because her sister has died, and she's got this fiance or boyfriend or something who's about to propose, and everything seems really great, but something's just missing. And then she gets news that her biological mother has died and left her an inheritance in Wildstone. I don't know if you guys can hear that dog. There's like a dog fight going on the street. I live in suburbia, and yet there are two dogs that clearly don't get along, maybe on walks or something, because it is beautiful outside. So there's a lot of people outside, but so she goes to Wildstone, which is like a small town, 6 hours or something north of LA, and it's like not quite wine country, not quite Pacific, just kind of stuck in the middle. And so I loved it. I thought the characters were great, really well rounded, and really like real characters. And it was just great. It was a good combination of women's fiction and romance. There is she meets a guy when she's there, and he's there like helping his mom. He's not from, well, he's from there. He doesn't live there either. And so it's him and her relationship, but it's also her relationship with her sister, and it's so good. So I really am excited to continue on. I started the 1.5 novella, which is Tilly's story, and if you read the first one, you'll know who Tilly is. And so far so good. It's really short. I started it during nap time and then fell asleep, so I have not read much of it, but I will for sure finish that tonight. So as far as the day goes, I got up this morning and the sunrise was beautiful. We have so many trees in our backyard that it's really hard to see, but I tried to take a video of it. And then we went over to my grandma's house, like outside her property. Or like her house is on the same property as my parents. They have a little bit of land. And so we went over there, and they have got some of these trees that are like bright red and so pretty. So I tried to take some pictures, and then it's windy, and so it was snowing leaves. It was so cool. Like we were walking, and we like felt like we were in like fall wonderland, because there was leaves like everywhere, and it was just so fun. So we had the best morning. Ainsley woke up in a very weird mood. Like she was just like crying and saying, "Mama, I want you." And so then I'm like, gosh, is she sick or something? Like, what is going on with this child? But she's not. Once I sat by her, because I was on the couch 5 feet away feeding Annie. And so once I sat by her, she was okay, but it was really weird. So I'm very thankful for the weekend. Like those kind of days just are like stressful days, but we tried to spend as much as we could outside, get some fresh air, because I think it's going to be nice through Monday. Sorry, yawning. I think it's going to be nice through Monday, and then it's going to get cold again. And so I don't know. We're just trying to enjoy the outside as much as possible. I'm really, really hoping Jeremy will put up the Christmas lights this weekend. Like, even if we don't turn them on, some of you guys are probably going to come at me. I would love if my house was like all Christmas. And I think once it gets cold, we are going to start Christmas decorating, just because we'll be stuck inside. So might as well make it cheery. But like this weekend is going to be like 75 and beautiful. So you might as well put up the lights and have them up, and then we can turn them on anytime. So that's the plan. I will check in tomorrow and let you know what I think of the Good Luck Sister, and if I'll probably start the second one. And I don't know, like, this one follows Quinn and Mick. That's the relationship. And then also Tilly. And from like reading the synopsis, I don't think number 2 follows these same people. So I don't know. We'll see. And I'll check in later. Hey everyone, it is Saturday at like 9:30, and I am up here ready to roll, filming early, and I'm so excited about it because last night, Annie slept 4 hours at a time. Oh my gosh, I feel like this needs to be written down somewhere, because that is like the longest she has slept in so long. And so because it's like her first time doing it, I was up at like 2 hours, and then again at 3 hours, like, what's going on? Where is she? So I'm still like super tired, but then she woke up at like 3 or 4, probably 4, I think. And so I was like, okay, cool. I should get another 2 to 3 hours. That'll get me sleeping until 6 or 7. That's great. But no, 5:30, she was up, ready to roll. So I was like bitter about it at first for a second. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm going to drink a lot of coffee and get a lot of stuff done today. So that's what we're doing. So in doing that, I had the audiobook going because I was doing laundry and like all the things. And I listened to the end of Rainy Day Reads. Well, actually, before I tell you about that, hold on. Sorry, little discombobulated. But first I read this, The Good Luck Sister, which is the 1.5. It's just a tiny little novella. I think it's like 150 pages, 136. And it was about Tilly, which is the sister from the first book. And it's 10 years in the future, or like 10 years after the first one. So we see like kind of what happened to Tilly. Like I had said in the previous clip, I think she had a best friend, guy friend named Dylan. And so we see, we know they had some sort of fallout, and we find out what that's about. And this was just really cute. I think I gave it 3.5 because novellas are hard for me because they're very quick. But because we already knew this couple, I mean, it wasn't quick because you already knew them. So 3.5 stars. Really enjoyed this one. Then I picked up and finished Rainy Day Reads, which is number 2. And this one is completely unrelated. So if you are somebody who wants to like pick up random books, this is a series you totally can, because this has nothing to do with anybody from the first book and a half, or, book and a half. But it is set in Wildstone again. So this woman comes to Wildstone. Her name is, I'm already forgetting, Lainey. And so she goes to Wildstone and starts working in this winery. And this winery is run by this huge family. There's lots of kids. They're all involved in the winery. So at first, I had a really hard time getting into this book. And like the mom of the family, she's like, I mean, the kids are all adults. So the mom, I would guess, is like 60s. I don't know. And she is just really like a badass mother hen kind of thing. Like she is a businesswoman, but she is also like the most caring, like kind person who is really helping our main character Lainey out because her husband has died. She is really just in a funk. She needs like something to do. And so she works for this winery, and she's like thrust into the middle of this family. And at first I found it really hard to get into because there's, like I said, a lot of characters in this family. And it's just like at first they don't stand out from each other, but as the book goes on, it gets so much better. Now this one is another, I mean, they're not chunky. They're like 350 pages. So they're bigger than some, but by the end, like, the family all has stories, but it doesn't go so in depth that it's like you're distracted by the stories. The main story is about Lainey and one of the brothers named Mark. Mark is a single dad, which you guys, if you've been watching this channel, I love single dads. So he's a single dad to 2 girls. The mom is just MIA. And it's her like finding her place in this family, as well as just like finding her husband that has died. He was not a saint. In fact, he was a really bad dude. And so we find out more about that. I don't know what the back of the book says, so I don't want to give away too much. But the things I'm loving about this book, or like this series, are that all of the main female characters are very strong, but they're also like in tough spots where they are needing to find themselves. And so they're all very like real and relatable, and they're all very foodie. And so if you are into that, that like there are a lot of food references, and these women love their food and are not ashamed of it. And I love reading about that. And like there's no real body talk. So it's a very healthy relationship with food. And I really like seeing that. The first book, the Lost and Found Sisters, every chapter had a little insert from Tilly's diary. And that was just a really fun way. Like, it was short. It was just a really fun way to like get to know Tilly better. And in this one, there are little quotes at the beginning of each chapter. But like this says, overanalyze all the things. And you don't know really where they come from. I mean, they're from Lainey's perspective, I think, but I really liked the diary element of that, and I like how it's continued on in this, but it's a little more awkward in this one. So I'm giving it another 4 stars. I am really enjoying this series. Again, this one has got more steam than I would want, but you guys know I'm a prude, and so I don't like to read a ton of steam. And Jill Shalvis, I think she is just kind of known for a little bit of steam, but she's also so funny. You guys, there are times when I laugh out loud. I also feel for these characters. Like, she just really has you attached. And in a 350-page book, to get you attached to a whole family like that, I think is a great thing. So I'm going to move on to number 3 today. Today is a little bit crazy. So like I said, I'm up here filming as much as I can. I'm about to film a really exciting announcement, which you will have already seen. It's for the Create Your Own Christmas Adventure. And right there is going to go a big Christmas tree. And I was really wanting to have it up today in time to film that, but I didn't get it up. And so my point is that on Tuesday, I think it's going to start getting really cold again here. It's beautiful out right now, but it's going to start getting cold again. And so Tuesday is going to be my Christmas decorating day. And you guys, I can't wait. I'm so excited. But today I am going to be doing as much filming as I can. Then Jeremy, I'm trying to get him to put the Christmas lights on the house because, like I said, it's like 75 and beautiful this week, and then it's going to turn on Tuesday. So there's no better day. So for him to do that, I'm going to play with kids outside. And then I have MOPS this afternoon, which is Mothers of Preschoolers. I run that in our area. So I've got to do a little bit of prep for that and then go to that. And then K-State plays at 3. MOPS is not over till 3:30, so I'm going to be coming home, rushing to do that, and then I hope to work on either scrapbooking stuff or cookbook stuff. I don't know, while I watch the game because I love that. But I also may pass out because I am going to be tired. You guys, I had a half a cup of coffee, so I'm not like super buzzed out right now, but this is me on half a cup of coffee. I can't imagine like having more. But anyway, that is it. I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Monday at 2 o'clock and I am getting on to update for the first time. I didn't at all yesterday because we were just super busy doing stuff all day. So we watched football in the background while we just did stuff around the house, and I took the girls on a walk because it was beautiful. It was like 75 and really windy though. And so Jeremy did not get any more Christmas lights put up because it was like really gusty, and so he didn't want to be up on the ladder, which makes sense. So we just did stuff around the house, spent a lot of time outside, and I did not get any updating done on here. I've also been getting migraines. I have suffered from migraines since I was a child, and the past couple weeks, I have just had kind of a consistent headache that kind of edges into a migraine every now and again, and it is just frustrating, and yesterday was one of those days. So all that to be said, this morning I had planned to take the girls on a story walk. So if you haven't watched this channel before, if you didn't see, our library has this thing called a story walk. So the first page in a book will be on the window of the library, and then businesses downtown all have like the next page and the next page. So you walk down our like main street downtown and you can read the book through the windows of the different businesses. So today is going to be the last like 70-degree day, and then tomorrow it's like 40. So I was like, well, that'll be a great thing to do. We will get up and do the story walk. Well, it is so gloomy out, and again, it's so windy, and it's not a warm wind. And so I think that cold front is coming in, and it's been like off and on drizzling, and so then I said, scratch that. The reason I wanted to do the story walk is because the weather was going to be nice and because I had things to pick up at the library. So it's a lot easier to do the story walk because otherwise I have to get Annie out and put her in the stroller. And then if I'm going to just put her right back in the car, she does not like that. And so if I can like continue to walk on the story walk or something, she does a lot better. So instead, I called the library and made an appointment for us to browse the kids section. So they are doing 20-minute appointments per family. And so we went and did that, and it was just so fun. Ainsley picked like a stack like this big of books, and we still have library books, and she has a ton, but whatever. It is the perfect day for reading and being cozy because it's just gloomy and rainy and windy, and it's a great day to be inside being cozy. So then we have been reading our books really since we got home. I also got a full bag, and I'm going to do a library haul at some point because mine was all like through online, and I had been putting them on hold and putting them on hold, and I didn't realize how many I had until I went to pick them up, and I only brought in one bag for the two of us, and I got a second bag there because we both filled a bag. So really good day for that. So as far as reading goes, though, I have been reading a ton. So I think the last clip, I was just about to start The Lemon Sisters, which is number 3, I believe, in the Wildstone series. And so I finished this, and I give this 3.5 stars. This one is not my favorite, but it was still good. So it was about this girl, let me see their names, Brooke and Mindy. So Brooke lives in LA, I think. And one day her sister shows up at her door with her 3 kids in tow and is like just losing her mind. The kids are all young, really close together in age. And she's just like at a breaking point. She can't do it. Her husband is a doctor, and he's in practice with his brother, and he's like working all the time because his brother's kind of a slacker. And so she feels like she's doing this alone, and she thinks he's cheating and yada, yada, yada. She says, hey, take my kids. And so Brooke, our main character, decides to take the kids back to Wildstone where they live and let the mom, Mindy, stay in LA. I think it's LA, but I don't know. Stay wherever Brooke lives in her apartment by herself for a few days. So she goes and, of course, runs into her old love named Garrett, I think is his name. And they have their kind of romance. There's things going on. So it's that romance, and she's got a big secret that she's keeping from Garrett that gets resolved, but then she's not quite over it. And, my complaints about this book were, one, Mindy was annoying as a mom of 2 young girls that are very close in age and very young, very challenging. Mindy, like, there's definitely moments where you're like losing it and where you're overwhelmed and exhausted, and mommy burnout is a very real thing. However, like, even after her break and stuff, she just whined constantly about the state of her life, and it's really not that bad, sister. And I think she was just over the top annoying about it, and not just about her kids. Like, she was just kind of a whiny individual. And then also, the romance was just okay. Like I said, there was this like secret tension thing that was going on, and Garrett found out, said he didn't care, and then it continued to get brought up, and that kind of bothered me, but also felt kind of realistic in that, like, if you've got an insecurity or a hang up, even if people say that like it's okay, you don't always believe them because you're so upset about it. So that part like made sense. Overall, this was just a 3.5. It was still better than your average, and I'm still really enjoying the series. So then I picked up Almost Just Friends, which is number 4. And this one is about Piper. Piper is like a 30-something woman who her parents died when she was young. I think she must have been 17, 18. I don't know if it explicitly says how old she was, but they died, leaving her to finish raising her brother and sister. So she's now 30, and she is very much living her life for other people, and she is a paramedic, and so she's very much got like a servant's heart, but it's almost to her own detriment. And she's very anal retentive, like she keeps lists obsessively, journals obsessively, and she's just very, very, very type A and very slow to let people in because she just has so much on her plate and she's so scared of getting hurt, and so she is very slow to let people in. And I thought her character was very relatable and very real, and I feel like that is kind of a common theme among all of these books, is very relatable relatable and real heroines. So her brother and sister are in this book as well. They're adults now, but they still have issues going on. And she goes back to Wildstone because her grandparents left her this lake house, or left them this lake house, and she wants to fix it up to be able to sell it. So she goes, her brother and sister come, and when she's there, she runs into Cam, and his dad is one of her former patients that she still continues to check on and that kind of stuff. So they kind of have a relationship, but there's stuff going on. He had a brother that died that the sister, Piper's sister, knew. And so there's some history there, and there's some connections there. And
One thing that annoyed me about this is I feel like there was a lot of protecting Piper that people did, and it got annoying because they were keeping a ton of secrets from her, and the intention was not to put their stuff on her and like make her take even more, but it became like secrets for secret's sake, kind of like it became almost to where I think anybody would think it was kind of hurtful. So I didn't love that. And also, there are a few phrases that are repeated throughout this book, and one of them was like, she climbed him like a jungle gym or something, and like those kind of phrases that are very unique and very like, okay. And so much so that then like they kind of are, they're very jarring when they appear multiple times. And I've kind of noticed that in a few of these books that there will be passages or phrases that are repeated a lot. And so that was a little annoying. But overall, I gave this 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. And again, I'm very much enjoying the series. So now, last is the summer deal. And I am maybe halfway through this already. So I've just been reading up a storm. These are going so quick. Her writing style, I love. And so this one is about a girl named Bryn. And Bryn has like a panic attack. She has a kind of anxiety issues. And so she goes and is at the hospital and runs into this guy named Eli. Now, Eli and Bryn and a girl named Kinsey, I think, they all used to go to summer camp together. And now Eli and Kinsey live together, but they are just like best friends. And Bryn like never liked Kinsey. There was a lot of drama between the two of them. And so now she's back in Wildstone where he and Kinsey are. And so she decides to move in with them because he's got a big house with lots of roommates. And I think when they were kids, they had made a deal, like she wanted her first kiss or something, and so they made a summer deal, and they were each other's first kiss. And now it's going to be navigating that relationship and like where Kinsey fits in, and there's a connection between Kinsey and Bryn that Kinsey knows but Bryn doesn't, and it's just so far so good. I'm really enjoying this one. In fact, this one so far is shaping up to be like my favorite, or maybe my second favorite after the first one. So far really liking this, and that is it. So now it's nap time, and so I think I'm going to go lay down if I can, try to feed Annie and pass her off to Jeremy, and take a little nap if I can, and get rid of this headache once and for all, I hope. And then tonight I'm making sloppy joes, and I will attempt to vlog it, but I kind of doubt it just because Ainsley has been all about helping, and so it takes all my hands. But I will get on and let you guys know what I think when I finish it. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and today has been so fun. So what we did is just started decorating for Christmas. So we got our fake tree out. We have like an old fake tree that I think I got when I first became an adult, and I put it up, and so then we get real trees typically, so then we'll just swap it out and like put it in the basement or something. But right now it's in the primetime spot. I switched out all my coffee cups. I started getting like the hanging stuff up, but that's just a lot of work and a lot of stuff, so I haven't finished that, but it's all in progress. So I think the only thing I'm going to show you guys is the coffee cups, because the Christmas tree is undecorated, because I don't want to put all the ornaments on that and then move it, but I just couldn't wait till after Thanksgiving. So that's what we did today, because it is currently 38 degrees and overcast and just terrible. But anyway, so I finished The Summer Deal by Shalvis, and I'm giving this another 3.5 stars. This series is just really good. It's a good mix of women's fiction and romance, and it's about Kinsey and Bryn, and they used to go to summer camp together, and they did not get along. Kinsey kind of made fun of Bryn, and it was just not a good relationship. Well, then when they're 15, Kinsey finds out something, and finds out kind of like something about Bryn. I don't think it says, and she doesn't tell her. She keeps it secret, and she no longer goes to summer camp. So there's also a boy named Eli who is very, very good friends with Bryn the whole time, and is today as well. But he and or I'm sorry, with Kinsey. And then he and Bryn have a summer deal when they're in summer camp that they'll be each other's first kiss. So they do that. Well, now it's years later. Bryn runs into Eli, and he lives with Kinsey as well as some other roommates, and Bryn moves in with them. So then this big secret from the past gets revealed, and so we deal with that. There is some sister relationship stuff going on. Again, there's a lot of people keeping a secret from Bryn, which is kind of similar to one of the other books, and I don't love that, but it worked out. And overall, like, I think this one is one of the weaker romances, but good women's fiction. And there's chronic health conditions discussed in this. And overall, I just really enjoyed this book and give it 3.5 stars. So that is it. So there's 2 more books in this Wildstone series, a 5.5 that's coming out in December, and then another one coming out, like a number 6 coming out in 2021 at some point. But that is everything that is published now. So happy birthday to Bree. You are one of my greatest friends, and I'm so grateful for you. And thank you for introducing me to another great author. So I think I am officially a fan of Jill Shalvis. She seems to like humor, a good amount of steamy times, sister relationships, quite a bit of second chance in this. And there are some phrases that she uses over and over and over and over. And like the phrase changes from book to book, but there are definitely like passages and phrases that you will see repeated in her books. And now I don't know if this series is indicative of everything, but in all of these books, there was like a phrase that got repeated a lot. And it was like a narrative phrase, not a character phrase. So like, I understand that people say things frequently and like have sayings, but it was like a narrative phrase. Like, she climbed him like a jungle gym, or this one, she climbed him like something else. Like, it was just, those kind of things are a little aggravating, but overall, I really like her. So Bree, thank you so much for introducing me to her, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday.